Welcome to Just Driven. In today's video, guys, we are going to show off this beautiful flare yellow 2021 Lexus RCF. Today is an absolutely gorgeous day in Orange County. We're going to take advantage of this beautiful weather. Alex is going to come along. We're going to take this thing for a drive and tell you about it because you guys want to know. So let's do this. Alex. All right, guys, welcome back to our channel. By the way, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. Just so you guys know, there is a giveaway car coming soon. We've announced it in previous videos, the Fast and Furious Eclipse replica that we're building. So if you're not a subscriber, you're gonna miss out on the opportunity to know when to actually chime in, and you don't want to lose it because it is going to be a really cool car when it's all done. Today's video is going to be cool. We are going to take this beautiful RCF out for a drive. We have you to thank for this because we weren't really sure what to do, but Instagram chimed in and you guys wanted to know more about this car, so let's go!
Responsive, even not in sport mode. Which one do you fit?
I thought I hit my glasses on my head.
We were just doing this.
No, yeah, no. Watch what I'm doing. Watch where I'm going. The fudge. Pay attention. Pay attention to where I'm going.
Yeah.
I like the little turn signal noise.
It's softer.
It sounds different.
Yeah.
Actually, it rides really decent with these springs.
No, Swiss springs are great.
Yeah.
Small guy in a big truck.
Ballsy.
Sounds good.
Should we put it in sport mode?
Okay.
Oh. Jeez. That's like a monkey in a football.
Yeah.
What the fudge? Jeez. Not cooperating. Definitely has some balls, yeah.
Or whatever the street this is.
It's a pretty sick car, actually. Freaking seats are really comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is the more focused lens. Oh, that's pretty sick.
Oh, yeah, it definitely does that. Definitely can smoke the tires on this thing for sure. First opportunity to really drive this car, and it is an absolutely beautiful day. It's in, I don't know, what is it?
It feels
Kind of high
70s, yeah.
High 70s, a nice little cool breeze blowing through the canyon out here. Considering that this is the first time we've really had an opportunity to take it out, I just saw something move in that hole, and I hope it's a gopher, not a snake.
If it's a snake, I'm definitely screaming, dude. And
Yeah.
it's not going to be a guy scream.
It's going to be a girl scream.
Oh, for sure.
So my first impression on this RCF, it's impressive. Other than just moving it around the shop, I think I brought it home once, I never really did any spirited driving at all with it. And so this was really the first opportunity to do that. I'm really impressed. I love the way the car holds gear in sport mode. I had my concerns. I was a little nervous about it being a little bit too harsh of a ride.
It's got the Swift springs on it. The car lowered the ride height overall a little bit. It's just right for what we wanted. The car drives super planted. The tire compound is great for the street. Really reminds me a lot of my 2011 ISF that I had, except this transmission out of the box is tuned perfectly. It's super responsive. It's still an automatic slush box, but it does not feel like it.
It holds gear actually
great.
Amazing when it's in sport mode.
You lift off coming downhill a little bit, it'll kind of like auto blip and drop a gear, and then it'll just hang you there until
it's amazing. It's
realizes you're not shifting.
You know, the idea to buy this car was simply to have a gentleman's sports car. I didn't want anything that was going to be a little bit too aggressive, you know, and I was a little nervous about putting the Swift springs on it, but considering the fact that we've taken it out here to the canyon and we're doing some spirited driving with it right now, I am blown away. It's way more comfortable than I thought it was going to be. So I don't know. What do you think?
I'm surprised I like it as much as I do. I was ready to just be like, let's just sell it. I'm over it. Who cares? But after being in it and having the ISF that was upgraded with power, so it was more towards this level. But this thing out of the box with no upgrades, no mods outside of wheels, tires, and appearance stuff, it feels great.
Like I mean, it's got no exhaust on it, right? I mean, it's running stock exhaust.
So we had ordered an exhaust, but it was like 3 months back ordered. And then while we were waiting for that, we're like, just cancel it because we don't know if we're going to keep the car or not. And, now we drive it.
That's the problem, right? We buy these cars, and it was kind of on a whim that this car was purchased. I was kind of shopping around for an R35, and this guy's like, you know, what do you want with another R35? I've had several of them. And this car came to mind, and of course it's that flare yellow, which is an amazing color. I'll get to why I don't like this car, and it's pertaining to the color. Now that I've had an opportunity to drive it, I want to add exhaust. It needs a little bit more sound coming out of those tailpipes. Now, someone mentioned that Lexus piped in some noise into the audio. That's mind-boggling to me because I can't hear it. It sounds more like intake noise than it does exhaust noise. I do love the car. I can't wait to actually drive it a little bit more. There's a few more things that I'd probably change, but again, there's one thing that has got me hung up on this car, and it's just because I'm a freaking picky SOB when it comes to paint quality. Hell, I'll just tell you right now, the thing that drives me freaking crazy on this car is the bumpers don't match the rest of the car. You've got the front bumper, you have the rear bumper, you have the side skirts. They don't match. Now, you know, in the sun, it's not bad, but when it's sitting in the warehouse under fluorescent lighting, it just screams at me. We went out and bought a whole bunch of different variants of this paint. We did all sorts of spray outs. We couldn't make it any better. If we're gonna end up keeping this car, that's something that I'm gonna have to sort out. It's never had any paint work done to it. Any kind of metallic, and of course, 3-stage metallic, you're gonna really see it. You know, it all has to do with that flex additive that's added to the paint on any kind of plastic. And so, that's the one thing that's driving me freaking crazy. But, you know, if we could sort that out, I could see this staying part of the inventory for a long time. I'm gonna go drive it a little bit more. Alex, are you gonna drive this?
Yeah, after you come back.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go see if I can burn rubber. I'm gonna go drive this car, considering I haven't really done much of anything with it. We're out here on a backcountry road where it's real quiet. There's no one out here, and really gives us an opportunity to play around a little bit. So let's see how. Oh man, this car's fun. I love this car. Very addicting. There's so many things I love about this car. The way it feels, it's a very planted car. It feels big in terms of sitting in here, but it doesn't feel big in terms of how it drives. I actually want to take it out on track and really have some fun with it on a track event, but I don't know if we're gonna have time for that anytime soon. Oh man, that was a pretty good burnout.
First impressions of this car. This thing is a lot more exciting than I expected. got a little bit into the canyon, but I mean, that induction noise, it just brings all the memories back of when I had my ISF. Now, I didn't have to sell the ISF. I just felt it was the right time. I usually get a car, I mod it, I enjoy it a little bit, I street drive it, I daily drive it. I made it track ready, but then, like always, if it's too nice, I feel bad taking it to the track. So I don't know why I do that. It sucks because I should have tracked the ISF. It was ready. It had full coilovers, all adjustable arms, the brakes were ready, everything was ready. But this RCF is essentially ready out of the box. This has a better brake package, completely factory. It's 6-piston front brakes, 4-piston rears, where the ISF was a 6-piston front with a 2-piston rear, and this car has 2-piece front rotors. So the brake cooling for performance is just, it's a hell of a lot better. And like we mentioned, this car doesn't have a slew of upgrades. Like out of the box, it's got the carbon performance package. So it comes with that carbon roof, the carbon front lip, side skirt or side diffuser, and a rear garnish on that rear bumper. This car did also come equipped with that active, essentially like an active aero rear spoiler, but we got rid of that to add this artisan designs style rear wing on a stock RC300 or RC350 base model trunk, so that way it doesn't have the active aero operating under it. Now, looking in the rear view, it blocks some of your view, but at a distance, it feels so GT inspired right now that it gets you excited to like want to drive hard, drive more spiritedly, and actually take this car out to the track. It's so fun. It sounds amazing inside. This dual VVTi, tuned intake manifold, everything that Lexus created for this is just, it's so on par. The tune out of the box feels great. Sport Plus feels amazing. It shifts super crisp. All right, let's go. Oh my God, this thing sounds amazing. Holy crap, this thing is so planted. This thing needs to go to the track. Hands down, has to go to the track. Now, on the wheel setup, so we chose this, like we mentioned, this is originally a wheel setup for a Model 3, but it is also the correct specs for an RCF. Now, it's not as aggressive as we would have wanted, obviously, because we'd rather have a little bit more track width in the front with a lower offset. And we initially wanted 9.5s in the front, 10.5s in the rear, but we're 9 and 10 with essentially, it's an option style wheel package that comes on some other upgraded package from Lexus. And I think the wheels just really complete the look of the car. It's got the hollowed out Volk G025s, and with the new Yokohamas that are on here, they're actually pretty road compliant. It's not super noisy. It's not a super sticky compound, but it gets the job done for what we want to use the car for. Just that little rip through the canyon that I just went through freaking feels amazing. The car doesn't need to be pushed to its limits to be able to enjoy it. This car is fun. It is ready to go. We just need to do a brake fluid flush just to make sure it's all good and safe and hit the track. I don't know what else to say about this thing. It looks killer. Maybe we do the extended wheel studs so I can add some spacers and get some track width out of it. God, just a couple little fine-tune adjustments and this thing is ready for the track. It's ready and it needs to see the track. This thing is so much fun.
This is an interesting day. I went into this thinking that probably going to cut this car loose, but after driving it, after stretching its legs a little bit, I'm in love with this car. Am I going to be able to get past this bumper thing not matching the rest of the car? You know, if it bugs me, I'm just going to take the time. Joe and I are going to sit down and we're going to buy some more material and do more spray outs and see if we can come close. And if we can, then I'll probably respray the bumpers and the skirts. But I don't know, man. All in all,
I think we touch that after you track it 1 or 2 times.
Well,
because then you're going to have to redo it anyway.
Yeah.
And this car is so deserving. Like it gives me goosebumps thinking about what I just went through the RPM base, and it's stupid, but like that's the exhilaration of it is there with this car.
It is really a fun car to drive. Being that it's an automatic was another one of its potential hang-ups. You know, I thought about a GTR, and of course all R35s are autos, although they're dual clutch autos. This being an automatic, a true automatic, the way they engineered this thing, it really feels like it's a dual clutch car. I almost feel like we need to put it on the track and get it a little sideways, test its limits. I just feel like this car is going to perform really well.
Oh, for sure.
And,
yeah, we went into this thinking like we're going to get rid of this car, and now we're like, shit, when can we track it?
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Feels like.
So I'm ready to do that. So we just got to.
So we kind of found its purpose now, because originally we're like, this thing has no purpose for us. What are we doing with it?
Yeah.
Are we going to keep it? Do we drive it? Do we sell it? Do we track it? I think we're already in the acceptance that the bumper doesn't match. So a few chips won't hurt, because then you could figure out to respray it and try to get it as close to 100% as possible.
I don't understand why Toyota didn't just take this platform and make the Supra out of this platform. And don't get me wrong, I love the new Supra, but this is a really fun platform. I kind of looks like a big version of the.
Yeah, I think they didn't maybe
GR.
because it was getting away from the inline platform, but Nissan did it with the Skyline and went V6.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have mattered. I think to the enthusiast mind, it wouldn't have even mattered. This thing is awesome, and there's no collaboration with this. So I got one for you guys. So if this video gets shared and gets us another 150 subscribers, we're guaranteed to take this to the track. Shared, like, comments, send this to all your buddies. Get us those subscribers, we're taking it to the track.
How are we going to drive it crazy?
To the track? For sure.
Okay, so there you have it.
Share it, get us those subs. Do it.
Thanks, guys. Ready? I'm ready.
You see those two hooligans? Children these days.